Welcome back in today's second installment of our special VOA series, The Voting Rights Act at 50. Correspondent Chris Simkins introduces us to some minority elected officials who, without the Voting Rights Act of 1965, would never have had the opportunity to serve their communities.
Former Atlanta Mayor Shirley Franklin cherishes the personal letters of civil rights leader Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. at the city's Civil Rights Museum.
So you'll see there typewritten letters, handwritten letters.
Franklin spearheaded efforts to secure the papers that chronicle King's accomplishments, like leading efforts to win voting rights for millions of blacks 50 years ago. She sees herself as a product of the 1965 Voting Rights Act, which wiped away racial discrimination at the ballot box and led thousands of blacks into a career of public service.
When I was in college, I could not have been mayor of Atlanta. It was impossible. It was impossible to think that a woman, but certainly an African-American woman, had no opportunity to even dream of such. The Voting Rights Act changed all of that.
Now you start to see tens, hundreds of thousands of blacks being able to vote in elections. And this is also sort of really important in terms of sort of the growth in terms of the number of black elected officials in the United States.
Political science professor Andra Gillespie says the law had a powerful impact in boosting black political representation nationwide.
They counted in the hundreds in the mid-1960s. And so now we count them in the tens of thousands.
How you doing?
The Voting Rights Act also opened the door for other minorities to seek elected office in places like Texas. Latinos make up about 17% of the state's voter population, and that number is growing. So too are the number of Latino elected officials.
It's part of the reason why I ran, because I want to help everybody in all walks of life in my district.
Rick Galindo and Larry Gonzalez are among a small but growing group of Republican Latino lawmakers in Texas. Gonzalez says while most Latino legislators are Democrats, Republicans are making gains in attracting them.
We know there are dozens elected at the county level and at the city level and at the school board level. And I think we've identified dozens of conservative Hispanic elected officials in non-legislative capacities that I think would make fantastic legislators.
I'm thankful that America realized that the exclusion of African Americans from the democracy had to be corrected, and it had to be corrected in a dramatic way and not incrementally. And I think America's a better place for that. It's unleashed the talent, the dreams, and the inspiration of millions of Americans and allowed all of us to participate.
Democrats and Republicans agree the country has come a long way in 50 years. However, contentious political divides remain over protecting the integrity of the vote versus adopting new voter restrictions that might harm opportunities for minorities to serve as leaders in their communities. Chris Simkins, VOA News, Atlanta.